Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to your geography classes. In this video session, we are going to start a chapter number 2, Population Dynamics. So please be ready with your books. I am going to start. So students, our chapter 2 is Population Dynamics. And we are going to start the chapter by the point 1, Introduction. The word population signifies the total number of people inhabiting a specific area at a particular time. Population is not static, it is ever changing and dynamic. Now talk about the global population. So come to the next page. It is given global population due to medical advances, better living conditions, and increase of agriculture productivity, the world population is expected to grow. Asia is the most populous continent on earth. China is the country which is the largest population. We are just showing, looking in the picture, the total world population is shown and it is going to increase by the years. And after 1950, it takes a gradual increase in the population. Now we will read about the factors affecting the size of population. As discussed earlier, the population of the planet is constantly increasing, and this growth can have many effects on the environment and the economy of the world. These are several factors that affecting the size of population in the world, and the first one is the fertility rate or birth rate. The factor that affects the growth of population in the biggest way is the fertility or birth rate. The fertility rate is typically measured by the number of children per one woman of childbearing age. If the fertility rate is larger than 2, the population should rise. The next point is mortality or death rate. A key factor affecting the growth of the population is the death or mortality rate. Just as the birth of a new people increases the population size, death decreases it. The third point is immigration and emigration. Cross-borders migration is act of people moving from one country to another. Emigration is caused by a number of factors such as war, education, seeking new jobs, or joining one's family. When someone moves to a country from one place to another place, it is known as immigration. Whether or not a person is allowed to immigrate is controlled by the country that will host the person. Now, density of population in the world. The total number of people in a country in relation to its land is known as population density. Turn the page. So we can calculate the population density by the formula population density is equal to total population of a country upon the total land of the country. On the basis of population distribution, three main zones can be divided. The first one is the densely populated region, and in this we have three categories. Category A, the countries of Central and Southeast Asia, namely China, Japan, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and etc. In category B, the countries of Western and Central Europe, namely UK, France, Italy, Denmark, Holland, Germany, Belgium, European Russia, and Ukraine. And category C, northeastern USA. It is on next page. Area around the Great Lakes are most densely populated region of USA and Canada. The second type of identification is the sparsely populated region. In this we have the hot desert like the Sahara and Kalahari of Africa, the Arabian desert, Thar desert, Asia, Atacama and Patagonia desert of South America, Great Austrian desert and Arizona desert of USA and arid areas of western Mexico, cold polar regions of Arctic in North America, Eurasia and Antarctica, the dense equatorial rainforest and of the Amazon and Sahara Basin. The next point is overpopulation. First, we will read the meaning of overpopulation. The term overpopulation means too great a population for a given reason to support. It is the condition of having a population so dense as to cause environmental, turn the page, impaired quality of life or a population crash. Overpopulated countries in the world. The 10 countries which with the largest population in the world today are China, India, United States, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia and Japan. Overpopulated countries are not necessarily those with the highest population. China and India rank first and second respectively with respect to the total population in the world, but they are ranked lower in the index of overpopulation. Now we will talk about the causes of overpopulation. So, decline in the death rate causes overpopulation. At the root of overpopulation is the difference between the overall birth rate and death rates in populations. Better medical facilities. Following this came the Industrial Revolution. Technological advancement was perhaps the biggest reason why the balance has been permanently disturbed. And the next point is technological advancement in fertility treatment. With latest technological advancement and more discoveries in medical science, it has become possible for couples who are unable to conceive to undergo fertility treatment methods and have their own babies. Today, there are effective medicines which can increase the chance of conception and lead to rise the birth rate. Moreover, due to modern techniques, pregnancies today is far safer. The next point is problems of overpopulation. So the first problem is rapid population growth. In most of the underdeveloped countries, population increases rapidly and family planning is not practiced on a large scale due to literacy and ignorance. Next is unemployment. In any underdeveloped countries, industry is not well established and there are few employment opportunities for unskilled workers. The next point is housing and health. The standard of living in the overpopulated countries, turn the page, is low and housing conditions are often poor and overcrowded. Standard of hygiene and nutrition are also low, which leads to health problems such as malnutrition and the spread of disease. Now we will talk about the impact of overpopulation. Various consequences or effects of overpopulation are as follows: depletion of natural resources. Pressure on natural resources would increase, and the food and freshwater supplies would be inadequate or insufficient. Next is environmental hazards. Overpopulation would increase the demand for area. This would result in deforestation or loss of natural habitat. Next is unemployment and poverty. Overpopulation would result in scarcity of job. As a result, majority of population would be poor. There would be high cost of living due to the pressure on the economy. Next is health and sanitation. More land use and poor infrastructure would lower the health condition and overall sanitation and hygiene. Next is imbalance in trade. Huge amount of money would be spent on medical care, housing, and other public facilities. As a result, industrial development would be affected. Now, our sixth point is underpopulation. Till now, we were reading overpopulation, but now underpopulation. Meaning of underpopulation: underpopulation exists when the population of a country is too small and therefore the people are unable to fully utilize the available resources of the country. In other words, underpopulation is a situation where the available resources are capable of supporting a much larger population with no compromise in the living standard. Overpopulated areas in the world. The situation of underpopulation is found in regions of low technical development such as Equatorial Congo, Amazon River Basin, or the rich prairie region of North America. The least densely populated nations, territories, and islands are Pictarian Islands, Mongolia, Namibia, French Guiana, Australia, Iceland, and Mauritania. Please turn the page. Now, causes of underpopulation. The fertility rate. Fertility rate in many developed and developing countries have dropped to about 2 children per woman due to factors like illiteracy, economic development, or urbanization, making the idea of having big families impractical. Next is emigration. Emigration is the movement of individual from one country to another with the intention of permanently settling in their destination. Next is disease. Disease and illness have always caused a decrease in population. The emergence of new diseases like HIV has decreased the population globally. Next is famine. Famine is the scarcity of food caused due to factors like crop failure. Being a push factor, it has an adverse effect on the population of a region or a country. Now, problems of underpopulation. First is uneven distribution of population. Average population densities for underpopulated countries are low, and in many areas these are practically no people at all. Next is remoteness. It is difficult to increase settlement in sparsely populated areas because people are unwilling to forego the amenities of the town. Underutilization of the resources. Lack of population make it difficult for a country to develop its resources to the full. Slow growth in industry. The growth of industry is often slow in underpopulated countries because There is a shortage of labor, especially skilled labor. Next is climate problem. Many underpopulated countries have unfavorable climate or relief condition which make settlement difficult or dangerous for immigrants. Now we will read impact of underpopulation. First is unstable economy. Underpopulation leads to a decrease in demand for goods and service. This would cause deflation. Labor shortage. Underpopulation would create labor shortage which would have both positive and negative impact. Labor intensive sector of the economy would be badly affected due to the shortage. As a result, total output will decrease. Next, decrease in population. As a pressure on natural resources and the basic infrastructure of an area would decrease, the population level would also decrease. Now, point 7, factors affecting population. The man is the only animal who has adapted to every climate condition and environment on earth. There are very few places on the earth untouched by man. Yet, a look at the population map of the world reveals that some areas are highly populated and some moderately populated. Some are sparsely populated, with some spots may be totally sorry uninhabited. The way in which people are spread across Earth's surface is known as the pattern of population distribution. So the factors are climate. The first factor is climate. Climate influences agriculture, human efficiency, natural vegetation, and even industrial development. Temperature regions with moderate climate are more. Please turn the page. More favored and for human settlement and development. Next is topography or landform. The distribution of the different landforms on the Earth's surface also influences population distribution. Mountains are rugged topography and less scope for economic activities have low population. The next is soil. In developing countries, agriculture is the main occupation. As agriculture is dependent on soil, regions with fertile soil are more densely populated than regions with unproductive soil. The next point is water. Human being cannot live without water. Every activity of man, being domestic needs, agriculture needs or industrial production, and it requires adequate water supply. The next is availability of resources. Minerals and power resources pave the way for industrial development. Towns and cities grow up in such regions. They can attract a large number of people by providing job opportunities. The next point is size of the country. The density of population is determined by the size of the country. A country with a larger land area may not be overpopulated even if the population increases, while a slight increase of the population in a small country make it a densely populated region. Next is socio-economic factors. Economic factors like agriculture and industrial progress also influence population distribution. Areas which have facilities for economic activities are thickly populated, like Mumbai and Kolkata in India. Next is geographical location, and it is on the next page. A country having a favorable geographical location accessible from other part of the world becomes an important trade center. Population flocks to these regions for work opportunities. Fast growth of population in cities like Mumbai and Singapore is on account of this reason. Now we are going to read Composition of population. The population composition means the structure of population that includes the factors such as sex, health, literacy level, health condition, occupation, and income level. It can also be explained in a pyramid known as age sex pyramid. The composition of population help us to know how many are males or females, which age group they belong to, how educated they are, and the type of their income, where are they employed, what their income levels and health conditions are. Important characteristics of population beside its size and growth are distributed according to age, sex and urban rural status. The first one is age structure. An interesting way of studying the age structure of population of a country is by looking at the population pyramid, also called an age sex pyramid. The next is population pyramid. A population pyramid illustrates the age and sex structure of a country's population and may provide insight about political and social stability as well as economic development. So please turn the page, and now we have a picture on this page showing age sex ratio. So in first one, youthful population is there. In blue section we are getting the males percentage, and in pink section we are getting the females percentage in all three pyramids. So we are looking the population pyramid regarding aged people or aging. It is going to decrease at the end, but it is also very slow in the beginning, and it increases at the age of 35 to 70, and then it started a gradual decrease. But in case of youthful population, it is more in the age 0 to 4 year, and then it gradually started to decrease. So these were the population pyramids. Now come to the next page. Now we will read here about the sex composition or sex ratio. But before this, look at the pyramids given for Indian population and also the Japan population pyramid. So in India, same way we have looked for the youthful population. It is going for India. But as we have looked for aging people population, same way the Japan population pyramid is going on. So now sex composition or sex ratio. Another structure feature for population is the relative numbers of male and female. Defined as the number of females per 100,000 males in the population, sex ratio is an important social indicator of the equality prevailing between males and females at a given point. India shows an uneven composition of population as compared to most of the developed country, and it is a main concern for our country. The point number D is rural urban composition. The division of population into rural and urban is based on the differences in their lifestyles, as the rural and urban lifestyles differ from each other in terms of their livelihood and social and economic conditions. The age, sex, occupational structure, density of population and level of development vary between rural and urban areas. So now students, your chapter is over now. I'll give you the questions and answer in the next video. Till then, revise your chapter and be safe at your home.